Hey, Kimberly Olson here, also known as the Goal Digger Girl, coming in for another episode of #GetLit, where we crush your business in less than 10 minutes. I'm not playing, guys. We're going to be direct and to the point. We're going to rock and roll. By the end of this training, you are going to have your strategy for setting goals. Right now is a perfect time of year to do this. If you're watching this 6 months from now, you can use this strategy at any time. So we're going to figure out your plan. I'm going to give you the exact process I use to literally do everything in my personal life and my professional life. So check it out. All right, so we are going to dive into your 2020 business planning session. Basically, how are you going to know what you want to accomplish for this year and the steps to get there? So many people tell me that they're like, yeah, I want to get to 6 figures in my business, or I want to quit my job, or I don't want to go back to work, or I want to grow a huge team. And I'm like, okay, great. Let's talk how you're going to do that. And they're like, I don't know how to do that. They have literally no clue. So if that's you, it's okay. You're not alone. I'm going to teach you what I've been using for 2 decades myself personally. And I've trained many others to use this system. It works like a champ. And the best part is you can turn around and teach this to others that you work with. If you're a coach or you have a network marketing team, you can literally teach this to them as well. Okay. So I love the quote, a goal without a plan is just a wish. Have you heard that before? I love that because so many times people want things for themselves. They wish things for themselves, but they're actually not putting the real step-by-step plan in place to make it happen. It would be just as if your New Year's resolution was to lose weight. It's like, I really want to lose some weight this year. And then New Year's comes and you're like, yeah, I really want to lose some weight. It's 6 months later, it's summer, and you're like, I really want to lose some weight. Did you join a gym? Did you get a trainer? Do you know what meal plan you're following? Are you packing your lunch every day? Like, what's the plan, right? So same thing for you. This is going to free you. This is going to give you the step-by-step. Okay, so without further ado, I'm going to share my screen. We're going to pop over here. This is below. The goal crushing planner is below. You can grab it or click the link if there's a link on the video. So the goal crushing planner is basically where we're going to brain dump. Step 1, we're going to brain dump your bigger goals for the next 1 to 5 years. Okay. So I want you to think big picture. Okay. If you didn't watch it, I just did a video on Warren Buffett. So I'm going to link to that as well. And with that video, I taught you his strategy for, he recommends your whole lifetime, but stick with me here. So we're going to brain dump our big goals for the next 1 to 5 years. Okay. We want to be debt free. Do we want to quit a job? Do we want to have 2 rank advancements, right? I want you to think like big stuff here. Okay. Would it make a difference to you and your family if you were debt free? As someone who went through that process, it's the best feeling in the whole world. It made a huge difference to our family. Okay. When I quit my job in the summer of 2018, when I walked out of that office on my terms, knowing I was making triple the amount of my salary, that I had created that income myself, it was the best feeling, okay? So we want big goals that are going to move the needle. They're going to fire you up, and they're going to allow you to be so excited about them happening that you're willing to put in the work, okay? So if you say, yeah, I would like to make a little bit more money every month, like there's no fire there, okay? Number 2 is you are going to write out what you would need to have in place by the end of the year to make it happen. So I call this reverse engineering. So basically, you're going to think to yourself, okay, over the next year, where do I want to end up? And then we are going to figure out what steps do you need to take to get there, okay? So you might say, well, I need to grow my monthly sales by 20% every year. If I did that, by the end of the year, I would be at that number, okay? Or I need to recruit 5 new people into my business every month. That would give me 60 new people on my team by the end of the year. I would hit my goals if I had those 60 people. So simple, right? But writing it out and literally thinking it through is part of the battle. Because what we don't understand is our subconscious mind, which is the operator that's behind the scenes, and also the universe, the law of attraction comes into play. When we give those support systems the tools they need to understand what we're trying to do, they're more likely to help us get there. I know it sounds a little out there, but it's totally legit and it totally works. Okay. Number 3 is you are going to make a list of your top 3 IPAs, no, not the beer, income producing activities. I call these my money makers. So what are the top 3 things you need to do to get to that goal? Now, if you set a goal for 5, you set 5 different goals. I want you to do this for every one of them, okay? So make a list of the top 3 income producing activities that need to be on your daily and weekly schedule for you to get to your end goal by the end of the year, okay? An example for me, when I first started, I knew I had to show up on video every single week, no matter how busy my work schedule was, no matter how my two babies at the time, how much they needed their mom. I had to suck it up. I had to find the time. I had to be so committed to work it in. Or for you, you might say, okay, in order for me to recruit 60 people, 5 people a month, I know that I need to make 20 new connections a day and find ways to bring up my business and my product. Because you know the numbers. You're like, okay, 20 a day, 5 days a week, that's 100 new connections a week. That's 400 new people in a month. And that's 4,800 people. That's almost 5,000 people in a year. I'll get to my numbers that way. And then empowering, when you have real data to work off of, it still blows my mind how we're just like winging it. So I want to help you get a little more systematic here. The last step is schedule your top IPAs onto your calendar now. So that Facebook Live, is it every Monday at 8 p.m. Central? When are you going to do the 20 new connections? When are you going to do that? Is it in the morning before your kids get up? Is it at night? When are you going to do that? So you're going to schedule your top IPAs in your calendar and write how you'll feel when you complete them. How will you feel when you complete them? I am so proud of myself for following through and for being in the driver's seat. How would it feel if you felt in control of your business? How would it feel to go into this year knowing you had a real plan, you have a real strategy, you legit knew what you needed to do to get there? You cannot put your head in the sand and hope for things to change. You have to set the goals and get really clear on them and energetically feel really good about them. So they should make you a little nervous. That's what a stretch goal is, but you should be excited about it. And when you're excited, you're more likely to attract the people, the places, the opportunities you need to bring those things into fruition, okay? So I hope this was helpful. Go ahead and, if you like this video, subscribe, hit the button there to subscribe, give it a thumbs up, comment below, hey Kimberly, so I know you watch this. That would be very nice to connect with you. I do look at every single message on YouTube that comes through. And until next time, go out there and get lit in your business and set your soul on fire. Bye-bye.